All right, so I played around with a few things. Actually, let me hop into X-ray mode. I think I'm going to delete any junk that's below this point. Actually, anything that's below this point, I'm going to go ahead and delete. All right, get out of X-ray mode. So I did a little bit of tweaking, adjusted the height of the planes and things, but I've got some of these gaps closed, so that's looking all right. So kind of organically sculpting things. There's a couple of things to be aware of. One is really nice tool right here is called proportional editing. Here's the deal. If I grab a specific plane, and if I grab it, I can move it around and do whatever I want with it. That's great. I mean, there's plenty of times that I will be tweaking things vertex by vertex, if I'm trying to do something fairly precise. But one thing that's kind of cool is this tool called proportional editing, where I can grab something. Let's grab. And now everything within this circle is being manipulated. And I can adjust the circle by rolling my mouse wheel. So it's pretty sweet to be able to do that. So I can, grab an entire row. Actually, let's do edge select mode. And I'll hold down my control button and get that whole row. If I grab that on Z, right, I can just grab an entire section. Now, of course, that ends up looking like some kind of a half pipe or cliff. So there's definitely strengths and weaknesses to doing that. I'm going to actually control Z and get rid of that. The other tool to be aware of is that we do have an actual sculpt mode in Blender. And yeah, okay, let's leave it on that shading. Okay, so with that, I can, and there's a whole host of tools. Too many to go into today. This is a specific set of videos just on how to sculpt. But the point is, I can grab a tool and I can organically just start to change what I have going on here. Okay? There's additive, and now as you see, subtractive tools. But just by doing some of this, and then if I right click, I can change the radius and the strength of what I'm doing. Okay. So if I want to, those stairs that I just covered up, I can get really aggressive, take that strength up, and sculpt away, right? Once I feel like I have some of those tools right down here, yeah, that's the one. There's a smoothing tool. So, if it gets a little crazy as you're doing this and you get some really extreme things, simply by grabbing the smooth tool, you can sort of re-smooth it out and get it feeling a little bit more organically. So at the end of the day, it's something to play around with. But use the tools, see what you come up with. Actually, let me do one other thing. I'm going to go back into edit mode. And I think proportionally, I think I'm going to grab a few items here. And same deal. I'm just going to do grab and see what we get. Right? Maybe I grab a row of these lines again, like I just did. Hold down Control. Let's grab them maybe just on Z, right? Creating sort of a steep drop off. Maybe I'll do the same thing here. Just get a whole row of those items going. Control, grab on Z. All right. Creating something fairly extreme. Maybe I'll go back into this and grab a few of these guys. Grab and drop it a bit. Right? Getting pretty crazy. But now again, if I go back into sculpt mode and I start smoothing this out, depending on the strength, depending on the radius, I can start making that look a lot more reasonable again. So don't be afraid, especially when it's something like this, where it's just kind of an organic general hill shape we're looking for. Try it out, see where you get.